jagata samsara Tuma vina kṛṣṇa jagata samsari Tuma vina jagata samsara Patita pavana ito Tava avatara Patita pavana Patita pavana ito Tava avatara Patita pavana Musamu patita Prabhu na paibeyara Musamu patita Musamu patita Prabhu na paibeyara Musamu Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Prabhu Nityananda Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Sukhi Prabhu Kripa bolo kana kara ami borosuke Kripa bolo ami kono Kripa bolo kana kara ami borosuke Kripa bolo Daya koro sitapati Advaita Gosai Daya koro Daya koro sitapati Advaita Gosai Daya koro Taba kripa bole pai cittendriya-kāya Taba kripa Taba kripa bole pai cittendriya-kāya Taba kripa cittendriya-kāya Asaru sanatana rupa raghunata rupa raghunata Aswaru sanatana rupa raghunata Aswaru rupa raghunata Bata yuga Srijiva Prabhu Lokanata Bata yuga Prabhu Gata Yuga Sijiva Prabhu Lokanata Bata Yuga Jaya Koro Sirachaya Prabhu Sinibasa Jaya Koro Prabhu Jaya Koro Sirachaya Prabhu Sinibasa Jaya Koro Ramachandra Sangha Maganarottamodasa Ramachandra Maganarottamodasa Ramachandra Sangha Maganarottamodasa Ramachandra Sangha Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Jaya Koro More Śrī Kṛṣṇa Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitago Haribo, 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 Nitago Haribo, Nitago. Dayom Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Stotasatasa Śrīmad. His Divine Grace S.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Dayom Vishnupada Paramahansa Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada ki. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki. His Confounder Acharya Śrīla Prabhupada ki. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Thakur ki. Principal Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Go Bhakta Vrinda ki. Śrī Radha Kṛṣṇa Gopa Gopinath Samakunda Radha Kuni Giri Gopudhana ki. Vrindavan Dham ki. Mayapur Dham ki. Dwarka Dham ki. Jagannath Dham ki. Gangamaya Manamaya ki. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki. Sisinitai Gurachanda ki. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Balaram ki. Śrī Radha Shyama Sundar ki. Harinam Sankirtana ki. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki. Nitai Gopi Manandi. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glory to the assembled devotees. All glories to the lotus feet of Shri Guru Gauranga. Yeah. Haribo, where's the book? Chaitanya Charitamrita? They don't have. Where is it? I know, but where's the book? 471. Jnana Trimandasha Ganangana Salakaya Chakshu Sumrita Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namaha. Śrī Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapita Yena Bhutale Sayarupa Kadamanya Dadati Sapadantikam. Vandeham Śrī Guru Hitam Padakamalam Śrī Guru Vaishnavascha. Sirupam Sagjata Sagana Raghunatha Vitantam Sajivam Sadhuitam Sabhadutam Parajanam Saitam Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Śrī Radha Kṛṣṇa Padasahagana Lalita Śrī Vishakhavitam Scha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpati Gopesa Gopika Kanchurada Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gorange Radha Vrindavaneshwari Visabhana Sutadevi Panamamai Hari Praje Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandana Yacha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kansa Chanuramadana Devaki Paramananda Krishna Bandi Jagaguru Namamo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Śrīmatī Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nivise Sunyavadi Paschacha Disatarine Vanchakapatarubhyascha Kripasindhi Vacha Patitana Pavana Vibhyot Vaishnava Vibhyo Namo Namah. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna-prema-bhāvita Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gaurati Śrī Namah. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Śrī Advaita Gadadhara Śrīvāsadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay. Tell them to maybe they can increase the volume. Okay. Ananda lila maya vigraya imambada vicha visundaraya tasma maha prema sapadaya Chaitanya Chandaya namo namostate. Chaitanya Chandaya namo namostate. Jaya Jaya Śrī Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chanda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Dvaita Chanda Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. So we are reading from Śrī Chaitanya-Charitamrita, the chapter 4. Today's text number 71 is the topic of the confidential reasons for the Lord's appearance. The confidential reason why Lord Chaitanya Prabhu appeared. Why Lord Kṛṣṇa came as Śrī Chaitanya Prabhu. So Śrī Kṛṣṇa himself is Śrī Chaitanya Prabhu. It's not different. But for a specific reason, the Lord made his appearance in Kali Yuga. So as revealed by the Acharyas, that Chaitanya Prabhu came for two reasons. It's called for external purposes and then for internal purposes. External purposes, which is to establish the Yuga Dharma, which is the Nam Sankirtan. But the main purpose of the Lord's appearance is what this chapter is dealing with. This is the most confidential reason. The most confidential reason why Lord Kṛṣṇa appeared as Śrī Chaitanya Prabhu. Why he came, Chaitanya Prabhu came in this Kali Yuga, which is basically to relish the intimate, loving dealings of the Brajavasis, the love which the Brajavasis have for him, and the special attraction which they have for him, and the kind of happiness, bliss, they relish. So he became greedy to understand this. So this whole chapter 4 of the Adi Lila is dealing with that. And also in the Madhya Lila, chapter 8, when Śrī Chaitanya Prabhu was discussing with Ramananda Roy, though this is also revealed. So in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita, this Adi Lila, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, he made some invocations. He wrote 14 verses, which are the invocations, 14 verses. And the first 6 of these verses explains Chaitanya Prabhu. And these six verses is actually coming from the diary of Swarup Damodara. Swarup Damodara was the most confidential associate of Śrī Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he wrote this diary. Just like we have, on the altar we have Radha Sundar, and then we have Lalita and Vishaka on both sides. And these Lalita and Vishaka, they are considered to be non-different from Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So Lalita and Vishaka, they make possible the loving pastimes of Radha and Kṛṣṇa. They make it possible. So Swarup Damodara is said to be the incarnation of Lalita, Gopi. That is the general understanding. But it's also in the according to Kavi Kanapu, in the Guru Ganesh that does the Pika, so he said that Swarup Damodara is the incarnation of Vishaka Gopi. So some say Ladita Gopi and some say Vishaka Gopi. Nonetheless, they are both the same because these are the most intimate friends of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī who make possible this, the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. So this text we are reading today is about Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, how she's the only one who actually gives love for Krishna. She's Krishna's hlādinī-śakti, hlādinī-śakti, the internal potency. So we're going to read that, and then I have some notes which I will glance through them to explain the essence of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. If we take time to read this chapter 4, we can have some deep understanding of these loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. And also the lila, cittendriya-kāya lila, chapter 8 or so. So now we have it on the board. We can all chant together. kṛṣṇa-prema-bhāvita cittendriya-kāya. kṛṣṇa-nija-śakti rādhā krīḍāra sahāya. kṛṣṇa-prema-bhāvita yāṅra cittendriya-kāya. kṛṣṇa-nija-śakti rādhā krīḍāra sahāya. kṛṣṇa-prema-bhāvita yāṅra cittendriya-kāya. kṛṣṇa-nija-śakti rādhā krīḍāra sahāya. You can please chant. kṛṣṇa-prema-bhāvita yāṅra cittendriya-kāya. kṛṣṇa-nija-śakti rādhā krīḍāra sahāya. Sahāya. Anybody else? kṛṣṇa-prema-bhāvita yāṅra cittendriya-kāya. kṛṣṇa-nija-śakti rādhā krīḍāra sahāya. Mothers, ladies want to chant? kṛṣṇa-prema, love for Lord Kṛṣṇa. Bhāvita, steeped in yāṅra, whose citta, mind, indriya, senses, kāya, body, Kṛṣṇa, of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Nija-śakti, his own energy. Rādhā, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Krīḍāra, of pastimes. Sahāya, companion. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Her mind, senses, and body are steeped in love for Kṛṣṇa. She is Kṛṣṇa's own energy, and she helps him in his pastimes. Purport. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is as fully spiritual as Kṛṣṇa. No one should consider her to be material. She is definitely not like the conditioned souls who have material bodies, growth and sorrow, covered by material senses. She is all spiritual, and both her body and her mind are of the same spiritual embodiment. Because our bodies is spiritual, our senses are also spiritual. Thus, her body, mind, and senses fully shine in love of Kṛṣṇa. She is the personified hlādinī-śakti, the pleasure-giving potency of the Lord's internal potency. And therefore, she is the only source of enjoyment for Śrī Kṛṣṇa. Śrī Kṛṣṇa cannot enjoy anything that is internally different from him. Therefore, Radha and Kṛṣṇa are identical. The Sandhini portion of Śrī Kṛṣṇa's internal potency has manifested the all-attractive form of Śrī Kṛṣṇa, and the same internal potency in the hlādinī feature has presented Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, who is the attraction for the all-attractive. No one can match Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī in the transcendental pastimes of Śrī Kṛṣṇa. So this verse and the purport gave lot of meanings. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, the loving dealings of Lord Kṛṣṇa, and how she is the one who can actually give enjoyment to Kṛṣṇa. Who's the only who can give Kṛṣṇa's enjoyment? Because he is the personified Kṛṣṇa's hlādinī-śakti, hlādinī potency, the pleasure-giving potency. So, just as we mentioned in Bhagavad, that no one can give enjoyment to the Lord, because after all, he's full in himself. He's full in himself, so no one can give him any enjoyment. Atmarama is self-indulge. That the only person that can give enjoyment to Kṛṣṇa is Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. And it's especially mentioned here, especially in the purport, that she is fully identical with Lord Kṛṣṇa. Fully identical. So which means she is not different from Kṛṣṇa himself. It was that she's not different from Kṛṣṇa himself. Like in Vaishnava philosophy is cittendriya-kāya, that the simultaneous one and so Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī and Lord Kṛṣṇa, they are one and the same. But at the same time also, they're different. So what is the purpose of this difference that is there? The purpose of this difference? So as I said earlier, that the first 6 verses, which are the invocation from the beginning of cittendriya-kāya, these 4 verses propounds the content, what we're going to be studying in the cittendriya-kāya. So in text number 6 of this, in the chapter 1 of the lila, so it said, Radhāya pranaya mayama kitisho panayaiva swadyo yenad bhuta madhurima kitisho bhavat madhiya so kanjasamat anupavata kitisam vetilo bhat tat pavadhya samajani sachigaba sindhu arindo. So, translation, desiring to understand the glory of Radharāṇī's love, the wonderful qualities in him that she alone relishes through her love, and the happiness she feels when she realizes the sweetness of his love, the Supreme Lord Hari, richly endowed with her emotions, appeared from the womb of Śrīmatī Sachi Devi as the moon appeared from the ocean. So Krishna became greedy to understand his love, his attracting, his beautiful features, to understand his devotees. What is the attraction his devotee have for him? Why is it that devotee want to serve Krishna? Why is it that they want to serve him? Because to serve someone, there must be a particular quality in to serve someone. Because this service, there's no remuneration, there's no payment. Normally in the material world, you don't serve someone unless you get paid. There's no free lunch in this world. It just doesn't happen. You serve someone, you may glorify the person because you're going to get paid. If the person does not serve you, if the person does not pay you, there'll be no service. That is the reality of this world. The devotees, they serve Krishna without expectation of any reward. Without any expectation. Mahaprabhu said, Nadana, Najanana Sundari, Kapitava Jagadish Kamaye. Mama Jamani Niswari Bhavata Bhakti, I took in try that my Lord, I don't want anything. I don't want no money. I don't want no follower. I don't want poetry. I don't want to be known as a great poet. I just want to serve you, both after birth. I just want to be your servant. This is devotee's prayer. Devotee say, I just want to serve you. When Krishna was in the forest, and he was playing his flute in the forest, so when Krishna was playing, it was midnight. So all the gopis, who are Krishna's lovers, they heard the Krishna's flute. Even though we are so far away in their houses, in their chambers, they heard Krishna's flute, and then they immediately ran to the forest. Because actually it's only the gopis who can hear this flute because of their absorption in love for Krishna. No matter where Krishna is, when Krishna plays his flute, they say, oh, Krishna is calling us. So immediately, whatever they were doing, whatever it is, they immediately abandon whatever they were doing. Maybe some of them, they were taking care of the children, or some they were doing something for the elders, or some so-called husband. But no matter what they were doing, they gave it up immediately. Even no matter what state they were in, maybe they were not dressed properly, or they didn't properly decorate themselves. It doesn't matter. They simply abandon everything and simply run to the forest to be with Krishna in the forest. And this was the middle of the night. And when they were with Krishna, Krishna told them, he said, oh, my dear ladies, what have you done? Why are you coming here to the forest to be with me in the middle of the night? Why are you here? You all are very, very respectable ladies. Why are you leaving your household to come here? Don't you know how much disrespect you're going to have by leaving your house to go and be with someone else? So therefore, go back. Go back to where you come from. Krishna told the gopis. But the gopis reply, "Oh Krishna, what are you saying? What is the purpose of our existence? We have no other purpose of existence than to be here with you. And as a matter of fact, whatever you are saying, you are simply pretending, because you want us to be here. Otherwise, you will not be playing your flute." So the argument was going on between Krishna and the gopis, and then so Krishna was defeated, and then the Ras Lila, takes place. So in order to understand the love, the attraction that the gopis, Krishna's devotee, have for him, and also, what is the nature of that love? The nature of the love which they have found. What is the nature of this love? And also, the kind of happiness they get, the bliss, the relishment they get when they are having this loving, dealing with Krishna. So these three things, to understand them, so Lord Krishna came, and then he appeared from the womb of Śrīmatī Sachidevi. So of all the gopis, the topmost of all the gopis is Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So we've been reading throughout this whole chapter and all that. So Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is the topmost of all the gopis. And of course, as mentioned also, that actually all the various gopis, they actually the different manifestations of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Because Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, she wants to give topmost bliss to Krishna. So she manifests herself in unlimited numbers of gopis, so that Krishna can enjoy himself in various ways. Can enjoy himself various ways. So this text here, which is saying that Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, that she's everything, and she's fully spiritual. Her mind, senses, body are steeped in love for Krishna. She's Krishna's own energy, and she helps him in his pastimes. So Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, she's completely described in a very unique way. So Chaitanya Prabhu is Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī himself. It's Krishna, but taking the bath, the mood of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, and also the complexion, the complexion of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, the luster. So Krishna came in Kali Yuga as Chaitanya Prabhu. Otherwise, Chaitanya Prabhu is Krishna himself. Śrī Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu, Radha Krishna Ihanya, that Chaitanya Prabhu is not different from Krishna. It's Krishna, but internally Krishna Anta Krishna by Gora. This Chaitanya Prabhu just says Anta Krishna by Gora. So it's internally it's Krishna, but externally is Gori, which is Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Because after all, Krishna took the form, he took the mood and the complexion of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, just to understand this love of himself. So, the divine couple, Radha and Krishna, they are same. They are the same person. They are not different. So, this is the principle of oneness and difference. And there's an analogy that says, Girata Jalavichi Samra Katyata Dina Na Bina. Just like we want to say that when we talk of speech, when we say the speech and the meaning of the speech and the meaning of the speech is the same thing. And also the water and the waves. The water, we want to describe the water and the wave. Essentially, it's not different, but we are saying the water and then we are saying the wave. It's basically, it's a bina and a bina. So we're talking about Radha and Krishna. They are same persons, but different. So he mentioned here that to give their servants the sublime taste of supreme divine love, param-prema-rasa, and to bestow upon them unending transcendental bliss. So the Yuga couple, they manifest themselves as beautiful dual form, which means for his devotees to render loving service to Radha and Krishna. Normally, Krishna is never alone. There's always Krishna at the service of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī with him. So devotee, they render this loving service. So this form, which is this form of Radha and Krishna, remain eternally manifest, so that devotees can render their loving service unto them. So Radha Krishna, their ultimate and absolute limit of all divine love, and the eternally sports, they perform pastimes in these two distinct forms of Radha and Krishna, eternally, but at the same time they always remain inseparably and eternally one in essence. They are one in essence, one person. There's no difference between them. So in the Ananda Vrindavan Temple, this is a book written by Kavi Kanepo, a very beautiful narration of Krishna lila, Ananda Vrindavan Temple. So Krishna was telling Radharani, Krishna discussed Radharani, and he said, Prayanste hantamapi chamama prayasi hanta pravaldaha Twame pranaham api tavasmiti hanta pralapaha Twame tashyam aham iti chayat tachano sudurade Vyabhare nahau samochito yushma nasnat payogaha. So this is a composition of Kavi Kanepo in Ananda Vrindavan Temple. So Lord Kṛṣṇa is saying, oh Radha, the popular declaration that I'm your beloved and you are my beloved is just some mere conventional talk. That when people say, oh Radharani is Krishna's beloved and Krishna is Radharani's beloved. So Lord Kṛṣṇa said, this is just a conventional talk only. Or the statement that you are my very life and I'm likewise your life is also, just some speech. Even the sentiment that you are mine and I'm yours is not entirely proper or true. No, sadhu. Or rather, in the context of our divine interactions, it is never appropriate for us to even use pronouns that suggest any separation, such as you and I, Yushman and Asmat. For in absolute truth, there is absolutely no distinction between us. Absolutely no distinction between us. This is Krishna talking to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, that absolutely no distinction between us. That yes, Krishna alone, and then to enjoy himself, he become Radha and Krishna, and for the service of his devotees, he become Radha and Krishna, and this form is eternally manifest. And then again, the same Radha and Krishna again, they again unite themselves in the form of Śrī Chaitanya-Mahaprabhu. So they again unite themselves in the form of Śrī Chaitanya-Mahaprabhu. So when we study the Madhya Lila chapter 8, when the Ramananda Roy, when he was talking with Chaitanya Prabhu, so this is vividly described, established. And then after the discussion, Ramananda Roy asked Chaitanya Prabhu to show his form, to reveal his form to him. He asked him. And in this form, Ramananda Roy could see Chaitanya, could see Krishna, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, he could see them separately. And then again, he could see how this form had become one. How this form has become one in the form of Chaitanya Prabhu. So Ramananda Roy could see this vision. So in the last eternal pastimes, so the great devotees, they've stated that the Lord Kṛṣṇa is always very absorbed in his love for Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, that he does not even think about cosmic affairs such as the creation of the material world, nor does he pay significant attention even to his other beloved devotees, like Nada Muni, or even his intimate associates in Vrindavan, such as Subal, Sridhar, Madhumanga, or even in his parenta, in his parent like Nanda Maharaj. He mentioned that Śrī Kṛṣṇa is always eternally absorbed in that love of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So it mentioned in the Rādhā Sudhanidhi, there's a one composition by Prabodhananda Saraswati, how Krishna does not even consider anything. He doesn't consider anything. He's only eternally absorbed in his love of Rādhārāṇī. Na sityadi kanyam vichaya rajabi rana nanadaya priya bhaktana chintya na sidamaya sudo melita suna vidanu rupi primna parisan ekam siradika meva madurasindu parangjanam madhupatiraisam tameva nikunje subhajate. He mentioned that Krishna, he does not consider the distant and complex matters of universal creation. He does not consider, the affairs of universal creation. Nor does he deeply contemplate his other dear devotees, like Narada. He does not always meet with his close friends, like Sridhar. And even with us, the ever-increasing tide of affection from his senior companions. But knowing Sri Radha alone as the sole and ultimate of the unfathomable ocean of sweet rasa, nectar, the Lord of Madhu, Śrī Kṛṣṇa, eternally worship her in the sacred garden, in the sacred grove. So there is a term which says Krishna Radhika. Krishna Radhika. Krishna Radhika means the one. Radhika means Krishna Radhika means the one who is always worshiping Krishna. But there's also another term, Krishna Radhiya. Krishna Radhiya means the one who is always worshiping Radharani. So you can see Krishna Radhika, Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, always worshiping Krishna, and Krishna Radhiya, Krishna worships Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, but like that. Just like the famous composition by Jadi Goswami, Devi, what is that? Devi, what is that? The Pada Palava Mudaran, whereby Krishna was praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī that let me worship your lotus feet. Because there was one time when Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, she became displeased with Krishna. She became angry with Krishna. This is loving anger, of course. And then she disappeared, and then Krishna was searching for her. Krishna was searching for her, and then Krishna find her in Sevakunj. This place, Sevakunj, this is the place where Krishna was begging Radharāṇī to worship, to serve Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. You know, Devi was that Pada Palavam Dharan. Let me worship you. This is Krishna praying to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So that's why in the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, because we are worshiping, our worship is always directed towards Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, because Krishna himself is begging for her service. So devotees, they see themselves as the servant of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. And of course, because Krishna does not directly accept service, he accepts service only through Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So just as Srila Prabhupada explained, that Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, she will recommend someone to Krishna that, oh, this servant, this devotee want to serve you. So which means by the mercy of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, we're able to get the service of Prabhu, we're able to render service. So this is the Gaudiya principle. The Gaudiya principle is the Radha-dashyam. Radha-dashyam means the service to Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. So that's the Gaudiya principles, that we do not consider ourselves as the servant of Krishna. In one of his compositions, Raghunath Das Goswami, he said that if I see Krishna standing alone, calling me, he said, I will not go there. Just imagine, you are doing your meditation, you are doing your sadhana, and all of a sudden you see, you have the vision of Krishna. And Krishna says, come here. Come here. I mean, that's the perfection of life. That, oh, yes, Krishna is going to come. That's perfection of life. But Raghunath Das Goswami said, I will not go to him if Krishna is calling me. But if Śrī Kṛṣṇa is with Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī and is calling, he said, I will immediately go with the spirit of mind. I will run there with the spirit of mind. I will run there with the spirit of mind. With this. So, this is what this verse is saying, that this Krishna, this Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, who our mind, senses, and body are steeped in love for Krishna. She is Krishna's own energy, and she helps him in his pastimes. Not just help him, she makes Krishna's pastime possible. Krīḍāra means the pastime, the playful Krishna. And of course, the Rasik Vaishnava, Rasik devotees, when they talk about this, so you can see, he mentioned that the mind as senses, and as Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, that Radharāṇī, she's completely spiritual. There's nothing material about Radharāṇī. Everything is totally spiritual. Her mind and senses, her body, it's all spiritual, because it's the manifestation of Krishna's own hlādinī-śakti. So nothing material about her, it's all spiritual. Now, when in the matter of creation of this material world, so her external manifestation is the Maya Devi, is the Maya Shakti, the Bhairanga. That's actually an external manifestation by which this material world is created. Material world is created for the purpose of the living entities who choose not to be with Krishna, not to serve the Lord in the spiritual world. So this material world is made. But the material world, the material energy is the external manifestation of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. This is This is pointed out in the Brahma Samhita by Lord Brahma. He pointed this out. So the Radharāṇī, the topic of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī is so deep, is so confidential that even in the Śrīmad Bhagavatam, you will not find it in Bhagavatam. You will not find the name Radharāṇī in Śrīmad Bhagavatam. But Śrīmad Bhagavatam is the book that reveals Krishna, is the scripture that reveals Krishna, that reveals Krishna devotee, that reveals service to Krishna. But the topmost of all personalities, where Krishna himself finds his enjoyment, that topmost is not directly mentioned in the Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses, 335 chapters, but you will not find a single verse that directly mentions Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. This is very, very mysterious, very, very mysterious. So, as Abhacharya explained, the narrator of Bhagavatam, Śrī Sukadeva Goswami, because he is the pet of Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī. Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī's pet. So, because he had to speak Bhagavatam in 7 days to Sukadeva Goswami, to Parikshit Maharaj, he had to speak Bhagavatam in 7 days. And if he was to directly mention Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, it will be difficult for him to finish Bhagavatam. Because the moment he mentioned Radharāṇī, he will immediately go unconscious. So therefore, he did not directly mention Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, except one verse in the 10th canto, whereby it says, there's one verse whereby the gopis, they are saying, these gopis must have served Krishna more, must have served Krishna more. Otherwise, how could Krishna disappear with her? There's only one verse which indirectly hints at Śrīmatī Rādhārāṇī, but not directly. So anyway, there are a lot of points. Our acharyas, they've written a lot about this point. So this whole chapter 4, we should read it again and again, because this explains the confidential reason of the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Prabhu. The most confidential reason, which is the most important reason. Okay, thank you very much. So, is there any question or comments? Anybody want to add something? Hare Krishna. I hope I'm understood. Hare Krishna. Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki. Gopi Manande. Hare Krishna.